Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. If you're just seeing me for the first time, thank you, welcome. I'm a Nigerian. I live here in South Africa, so please, if you're not yet subscribed, help me, help my ministry. Hit on the subscribe button, just a click away from you, and when you do, hit on the bell sign. That's where you'll be notified of our subsequent videos. Okay, to all my returning subscribers, thank you, and let's jump right into the video. So a lot has been happening. A lot has been happening on the Nigerian space. The one that is actually stressing the people of Nigeria is the threat of President Donald Trump of America to come and bring serenity to the Nigerian society, to end the genocide, like he called it.
President Trump is also turning his attention to Nigeria in a Truth Social post last night, saying if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to that country and may very well go into the now disgraced country, Trump says, guns a-blazing. He also says he's hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. The Nigerian president pushed back on claims of religious intolerance in his country, and a spokesperson today said they would welcome some help from the U.S.
Since that particular statement by Donald Trump, it's been bringing a lot of uproar. It's been bringing a lot of uproar. Emotions has been high. However, the one that actually got some Nigerians feeling bad is the fact that President Donald Trump says Nigeria is a disgraced country, that he wants to come and bring, restore a disgraced country, or bring a peace to, he's referring to Nigeria. Okay, so a lot of people have a lot of things to say. I want to actually say that everything that is happening in Nigeria is a result of lack of consequences to actions. Okay, in this life, there's a saying that someone said. I want to say, read it. It says, "It's the consequence of actions that put society in check." If we want Nigeria to be fixed, there should be more consequences to crime, to evil. Okay, just use the particular incident that President Donald Trump is actually referring to. Just like here in South Africa, there are consequences. Okay, let me just say, just using the incident that President Donald Trump is talking about, which is the terrorist group in Nigeria just behaving anyhow because of lack of consequences. Okay, lack of consequences. There has not been consequences. They know that there are no consequences to their actions. That is why they have just been going on rampage, unaliving both Christians and Muslims, particularly Christians. Okay, yes, I will emphasize particularly Christians. Just like in South Africa, I just want to say this is one thing Nigeria can actually learn from South Africa. I've been doing this series on TikTok. Meanwhile, follow me on TikTok on Cherished, Olivia. Okay, I've been doing this series on TikTok, what Nigerians can actually learn from South Africa. I made a particular video and I've been making a few of them. This is what Nigerians can learn from South Africa. Here in South Africa, there are consequences. Let me just use an instance. No disrespect to South African government and all that. There was a time that South Africans actually felt an ex-president needed to come and actually account for some of the funds or something. Account for something. I don't know. I wasn't following the case, but I know he was an ex-president, but the people of South Africa asked him to come and account for something. I don't know. I don't know how the case went, but what am I trying to refer to? Consequences. Here in South Africa, if you do something, there are consequences. Just like in every developed country. If a country like Nigeria, there are no consequences to people's behavior, people's unruly behavior, what's the result? The result is that people keep behaving anyhow they want. It's actually the lack of consequences that has kept the Nigerian society the way it is. I was watching a video where this human rights activist was saying that, yes, I know that Donald Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country, but it's not about the name he called. It's about the fact that the things that are going on in Nigeria is disgraceful. It's shameful. He was talking about that Nigeria is not a small country. It's not like one small African country. It's actually, a big, supposedly big African country, both in every ramification, in population, in human resources, in mineral resources, in everywhere. But the actions that happens in Nigeria that goes unpunished is the reason why the country called Nigeria is the way it is. Lack of consequences. If I know that if I do something that I'm going to be reprimanded, that I'm going to, go in for it, I'm not going to do that thing. So that is actually the problem. Okay. Now, a lot of people are saying a lot of things. Should Donald Trump come to Nigeria? Should he not come? Yes, I, for one, I don't want, a full-blown war in Nigeria, because I know that war never favors anybody. There's no country that will be in war that people will be fine. I don't want it. But for me, do I want President Donald Trump to come in and do what the leaders of Nigeria are not capable of doing, are not even acknowledging that is happening? Yes, I do. I do, if that's what it takes. Are there consequences, actually? Like I'm saying, are there consequences of President Donald Trump, the Americans coming to Nigeria? Of course, there are consequences. The consequences can be enormous. The consequences may be known or unknown even, okay? But are there consequences? Yes, there are consequences. We, as the people of Nigeria, would have not allowed the situation to have gotten to this, because the reason why it's like, okay, the Americans want to interfere is because they are seeing that things are really going wrong, and they have been watching the space, and the government of Nigeria is not doing anything. It's not doing anything tangible. They gave the loophole for Americans to want to come into Nigeria, because if at least there are well-known, ways that these bandits, Fulani herdsmen, these terrorist groups are being fought, the Americans would have not been planning to come in. Now, President Donald Trump said that he's seizing all aids from Nigeria. He's henceforth, cutting aids from Nigeria, and Nigeria actually, gets a lot of aid from America. He's cutting all aids, and then he's planning to come in to do it himself, to put these people in order. So I feel as though, if we want Nigeria to work, if we want things to work like other countries, just like the way things are working in South Africa, yes, I can say not like everything is working perfectly in South Africa, but at least if there are checks and balances, and there are consequences to not following those checks and balances, people, the government, and people that want to behave like miscreants will think twice before doing it. So again, it's the consequences of a certain actions that puts a society in check. Society, whether it's a white or a black or a green society, it's consequences. If there are consequences to actions, a society is put in check. So if we want our country, Nigeria, to work, just like South Africa, just like every country that is working to a reasonable extent, there should be consequences to bad behaviors. Because people are saying, even me as a Nigerian, people are saying that if you watch the news, you know that the Nigerian government is not doing enough. In fact, there's this person I was watching, someone that was in the army intelligence. He says that the Nigerian government actually knows what to do. They know how to catch these bandits, because they have already, mapped out ways. They already told them, the intelligence in the army, they've already told them, oh, these are the ways to do, these are what and what to do, but they don't want to do it. They are like, okay, no, let them give them amnesty, let us pacify them. There's this other man that was saying, oh, this bandit, no, we should not do like that. It's better for us to pacify them. How do you pacify bandits? How do you pacify somebody that is disrupting, killing, doing all sorts of evil in the society? So if you decide to pacify somebody, it's a natural human instinct that, oh, I know that there are no consequences to my actions, I behave anyhow. So anyway, we'll see how the space unfolds, if President Donald Trump is actually going to come and carry out his initial threats. A lot of Nigerians do not want that. People know that it may go either way. But the point is that most well-meaning Nigerians like myself, we know that something needs to be done. We don't know how it's going to be done. We don't know how the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is going to go about it. But we know that this kind of situation doesn't have to continue in Nigeria. There should be consequences. These bandits, they should go after them. It's sad, the situation of Nigeria. Is Nigeria a disgraced country? It's disgraceful what is happening in Nigeria. Let me say it myself. I don't know if it's a disgraced country, but I will use the word, it's a disgraceful situation. What is going on in Nigeria? It's a disgraceful situation that the government has to, allow the West to want to threaten to come and interfere before it becomes a thing of national interest. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful that the president and all those in charge that know what to do are not doing anything. Okay, that is why people are actually saying it's a religious situation. It's both, for me, it's both political and religious. because those in the north, those northerners that are Muslims that are doing all this, people will argue that most of their relatives are in the government. That is why nothing has been done. But it's a disgraceful situation. The way the name of the Nigerian people is brought to disrepute, the way people, disvalue Nigerians is disgraceful. It's a sad thing to see. It's a sad thing that this kind of thing is happening in our time, in my time. But I hope that things get better. I hope that we get it right. I feel we need to get it right with the electoral process first, to have a free and fair election, that the right people will be put in government come 2027. I want something to be done. That's my take. Share your thoughts on the comment section. What do you think, guys? If you're not yet subscribed, please help me hit on the subscribe button, share this video, comment, share your thoughts. And yes, we Nigerians, is not belittling or anything to learn from other people, learn from other nations. This is another way Nigerians can actually learn from South Africa. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.